Alright, it was kind of hard to see this morning's weigh-in, but it was 72.6, so up 0.3 from last week, which is good. And I was actually looking at all of my weigh-ins from since January, because I've got it all in my phone. And even though I thought I was kind of stalling, if I look at like the pattern, there is an upward trend. So like, even though it's kind of stayed the last month, pretty much all of July, it stayed around 72, between 72 and 72 and a half. And even though it hasn't always gone up every week, it stayed there for the whole month, and so it's actually on an upward trend. So I've talked about before, like if I weighed myself every day, how it would go up and down, but there would be a trend, and if I took like an average, then it would probably be going up. And so if you look at the average from, say, last month, from June, and then compare it to July, it is a higher average. So ultimately it is still going up, and I expect that therefore next month I should hopefully see an upward trend again towards like 73, maybe even between 73 and 74, hopefully. So overall that's 5 kilos. I think I started tracking my weight each week on the 24th of January, so it's now a little over 6 months, and that's 5 kilos, just under 5 kilos in 6 months, which isn't too bad. I was aiming for a kilo per month, but just under a kilo per month is still fine. I think that must average to be like 0.7, 0.8 per month, which is good. Don't want to go too fast, don't want to go too slow, and I think I've found that medium, so hopefully we keep that going for the rest of this year and further, however long the bulk goes. Anyway, so last video I said that I needed to decide on a powerlifting program that I was going to follow, and I mentioned the 531, and I actually saw Max Tuning in one of his videos from about a week ago talked about Jim Wendler's 531 program. I'll write the name on the screen because I didn't quite catch it when I saw it, so yeah, it's on the screen. If you guys want to search it up, you can. Basically, I had a quick look, and it seems to be what I saw. It was like 4 waves. So the first week, or the first time you train, like say chest, because today's chest, you would do 3 sets of 5 reps, I think, with like 75% of your 1 rep max, then 80, then 85%, you know, so you move up each set. And then the training after that, you would do 3 sets of 3 reps, and then I think it was the third time you would do, the first set would be 5 reps, then 3 reps, then 1 rep, yeah. And always working with percentages, right? So I knew that if I'm going to get into a proper powerlifting, strength building program, that it's going to be with percentages. And it's hard to work with percentages, I mean, because you have to train lighter than is actually difficult. Like, it's still going to be difficult working with 70, 75, 80% of a 1 rep max for, like, you know, 5 reps. By the time you get to around 80%, it's going to be difficult, I guess, but it's sort of almost easy in a way, if that makes sense, because even though you're doing like 5 reps with 80%, you could maybe bump up the weight and still get 5 reps if you like ground it out. But yeah, so the key thing to remember, which I need to remember with strength programs, is that it's about building strength, not testing strength. So you're always building it, but you're never really testing it until like the final weeks of it. The problem I have with that is that you have to be training only 3 to 4 times a week, and obviously at the moment I'm doing a 5-day cycle, 4 days on, 1 day off, and so I really want to keep doing what I'm doing in terms of my split. So I have to try and come up with a way to implement that kind of program into the way I'm training. So that means I'm still hitting every muscle group twice in 1 week, and so I think that what I might do, I need to try and work with percentages, but I will, for my bench especially, I like to try and work with like a 1 rep. So what I am thinking is, like, the first working set, I'll do 5 reps with, say, 80%, and then I'll do 3 reps with 85%, then 1 rep with 90%, and then pyramid back up, so then do 3 reps with 85% and then finish with 5 reps with 80%, and then I'll probably do a drop on that last one. So at the end of the day, I'm still getting 5 working sets with a total of 18 reps, I think, and it's still kind of heavy. Obviously, the key thing to remember is I can't be testing my 1 rep max every bench session, so maybe every other session. So like, don't test it today, test it in the next bench session, for example. If you guys follow all of that, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I would be better off just following a structured program instead of trying to manipulate it myself, because obviously I'm no strength expert, and obviously I'm not that strong really. But this is the only, well, it's not the only way, but it's going to be the best way, I think, to get stronger. So I'm going to play around with it, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. That's what I'm going to do for bench anyway, and I should technically do it for everything else. And obviously the idea would be that, so say if my 80% for 5 reps this week is like 70 kilos, then next bench session I would try for 72, because, you know, trying to progressively move up, and hopefully maybe that'll work out, because I'll only be doing a couple of sets in that rep range for each movement. I'm rambling now anyway. So that's what's going on with training, or that's the idea with training, and that's what's going on with the weight gain. Got a little under 2 hours to work out today, including warm up, warm down, so might have to superset a few things. Well, that first session with the 531 went really well. I was actually working with numbers that were higher than the percentages that I was supposed to be working with. And yeah, they still went up really good. That my 1 rep was 80, and that was probably the smoothest and quickest 80 that I've had so far. I'm just going to stand here for a bit so I'm not in the wind, so you can hear me. Yeah, so that 80 was really smooth, really good. The rest of the workout went well. It was a high volume day, not really focused on strength apart from the bench press, so definitely going to try that 531 for deadlifts, squats, and possibly overhead press later in the week. So deadlifts tomorrow, see how it goes there. Yeah.